Salute. What's up, world? What's up? What's up? It is your boy Dre at Samurai Kennels, and this is your Wednesday, 3 May 2023 live. As y'all know, I missed the live last week, so I'm just getting caught up with y'all, and y'all know I don't start my lives until right at the hour mark. So there's about 3 minutes left before the hour mark, so that gives you some time to get in here. In the meantime, I'm going to just talk about whatever thoughts come to mind real quick. And so one of the things that I do want to mention and say is that before the episode starts, I did get a new shipment of hides. I have hides available, and the due process is this. If you're interested in the hides, then you can contact me. What's good, big dog? What's good? Salute. I did get a new shipment of hides. They are available. The hides are $15 for a full sheet or $10 for a half sheet. But the shipping is what was causing issues. The shipping is $10.95 no matter what, priority mail anywhere in the United States, because that's the priority packing, like baseline packaging. So the price of whatever, how many hides you want, plus the one package can hold probably 3 to 4 hides in it. So like, if you bought 4 hides, then you would pay for the 4 hides, and one shipping would cover all 4 hides type thing. All right, it doesn't go away. It has a flat rate shipping, and that's the move for the hides right there. I do want to get caught up on things that I may have missed last week or made able to cover last week. So I want to make sure we cover those as well. And I want to make sure I have my topics pulled up so I'm ready to articulate the message appropriately. We're going to get in and get out because also the good brother Pelican Bay went live tonight. And I honestly want to get in that chat and kind of sometimes it's nice not to be behind the camera, but just like to engage with the other channels. You know what I'm saying? I don't always want to be the man on camera. Sometimes I just want to like be in the background and like support y'all channels too. You know what I'm saying? It's But my nights that I go live are obviously I go live on Wednesday night or Wednesday morning, depending on what my work schedule allows. And then Sundays when I like to typically release videos, and I'll talk about that here in my video as well. But I see y'all getting in there, man. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all for showing up on this Wednesday night. This is gonna be a Wednesday night sip and chill, and immediately following the sip and chill, your boy Dre gonna hit the gym because I'm back at work now, so I gotta make that gym time wherever I can get it in there at. There's only a few topics I'm gonna cover tonight. But those basic topics are going to be things I think we all can grow and learn from and develop from. So we're about 30 seconds away from the hour mark, and we'll get the show started here shortly. For those of y'all who are not watching but are just listening, I'll do better about articulating my message or making sure my message is easy to understand if you can't see me, to make sure the message is being clearly delivered to all those who need to receive it or want to receive it. But yes, sir, I'm excited. I've had some magnificent successes in the last couple of days. Salute my brother. Big salutes to you. And y'all, it is now 8 o'clock, so I'm gonna go ahead and kick this show off. I don't plan on being here too long, because like I said, there's another live going on right now that I actually want to jump in the chat in. But I'm gonna go ahead and rock with y'all and give y'all that Samurai Kennels information updates and greetings. So on tonight's Wednesday night sip and chill, obviously I'm not drinking because I'm going to the gym. Hey, man, I appreciate you, Student for Life Dog Training. Hey, see that moderator right there? Yeah, man, y'all, the hardware is coming. I missed last week, so I'll get y'all caught up with moderation gear, too, to the best of my ability, y'all. Tonight's topics. So I got some very basic topics. I'm going to talk about Apache Kennels, the puppies available, and the interview we got coming up with Apache Kennels. The digital dog show is being pushed back to the 15th of this month. I've decided that I'm going to give myself enough time to actually get a quality product together. The weekend of the 15th is when it's going to come out, because honestly, that's a pay weekend, and as soon as y'all win the show, I want to get you your money. And then there's going to be a special thanks to a brother who had some motivation and kind of kept me motivated and got me ready to push forward. There's a lot of y'all like that, but there's one specific brother I want to give a shout out to. And then I want to talk about specifically jobs that we can create, revenue streams that we can all create to help do things that we complain about a lot ourselves, right? And I'm gonna tell you what those jobs I think are to the best of their ability. Also, for all of y'all who like are just new to the show, in my description, when you see me looking down, if you're watching, if you see me looking down, I have my list of notes in my other phone, and you can follow along in the description about the topics or share that with people who are new to the channel. All right. So then we're gonna talk about training and trade ideas, different ideas that spark or help change things and structure things. What's going on, big dog? Salute. And then finally, we'll talk about our next breeding or the next breeding that we have moving forward. The direction of Samurai Kennels as a whole and as an enterprise, because we are a team of brothers, but we're also business minded. And I want to show that it's such a small community of people who do what we do that I'm willing to share the knowledge. And I got some backstories too for tonight. So if I get long-winded, y'all bear with me. But I'm trying to keep it, very, very simple and concise. So we'll start off with Apache Kennels, puppies, and what's available. Apache Kennel is a good friend of mine. For those of y'all who don't know Apache Kennel, or if you're new to the channel, Apache Kennel's dog Knucklehead is the dog that was bred to my Bacardi dog to make the dog Saki that I promote. Saki is my demo dog. He's not really singularly great at one thing, but I'm putting him in as many different aspects as I possibly can because what I'm trying to create is that utility dog that we all talk about, right? And Apache Kennel was the start of that. And the name of this episode is I get by with a little help from my friends because I want to articulate to you how I was able to maneuver into the position I'm in right now of being able to even be able to address y'all great folks by meeting people like Apache Kennel. So I met Apache Kennel back in 2020, early 2020. I was looking for a stud. He had posted an ad for a stud. He had an unproven male stud, and I was like, man, he's bred decent. I don't really know much about the Woodle or the Pitt Islands blood, so I took a chance on it, right? And he took a chance on me, and we put the breeding together that June. And there's actually pictures on some of my earlier videos of when we actually did that breeding. Now, the reason why I share this is one of the first conversations I had with Apache Kennel was that I told him, I was like, look, man, out of all the dog men I've met, you're the first one I can tolerate for long periods of time. And that's a fact. And that's why we became, that made us, hard and fast friends was the fact that not only did, he do good business, it was solid, I showed up, he had the stud ready to go. We even contacted a mentor for both of us, a mutual mentor, both of ours, because the dog, Bacardi was just trying to hit his male the whole time. They were just, it was a catastrophe. And the mentor walked us through the process of getting those dogs to breed without a brood stamp, right? And so that kind of networking is how I get by with my friends. All my friends add value. They're all. If you've never read the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, I'm gonna use the terminology that I learned from Rich Dad Poor Dad, and I want to impute this upon you. If you never read the book, then at least you'll get this information from it. There's two things that people offer you in life, or there's two things that you deal with in life. You either deal with assets or liabilities. And this is gonna tie into my story here about my friend Apache Kennels very shortly. When you meet a person that is an asset, that person adds to your life, and a relationship is either symbiotic or it is a cooperative relationship. Now, a collaborative or symbiotic relationship means that as one thing gets a benefit, the other thing gets a benefit together. You win, it's a win-win situation. And one of the situations where this happens is if you ever seen a shark swimming, there's these fish that swim in the shark's mouth. Now, the shark could eat these fish, but the fish clean the shark's teeth and keep the shark's teeth ready to kill larger prey. And in cleaning the shark's teeth, the fish get to eat the leftover food that the sharks kill from bigger prey. So the fish get proteins that they wouldn't normally get from larger fish, right? That's a symbiotic relationship. They both win by just doing their job, all right? Now, what I've learned in this game so far is that there are a lot of symbiotic relationships or people that are assets to you and add value to you, and Apache Kennels is one of those. And then there's parasitic relationships as well. And I've never shared with y'all the name of my first kennel partner, but I'm going to use that because that was one of the biggest learning experiences I've had in this game as a whole, right? And so my first kennel partner was the prime example of a parasitic relationship. That kennel partner literally, he kept getting locked up, and being that I'm a legit person, And I try to be a wingman, man. Like wingman is the Air Force term for like have like your battle buddy or whatever, right? Army called battle buddy, whatever. But like that's the person who is typically not gonna leave you behind. But I was doing things like helping pay, like, and this is I'm telling this story because of how it affected me, not because of putting the person out there. So if you know this person, this is not to blast that person. No, this is just what I went through before I was like, I'm done with this person, to cut that person off, right? And so with that first kennel partner, uh, he would get locked up, and I would do things like pay his child support and get dog food and take care of his dogs and my yard. And what I realized was I was just draining my pockets, and he didn't want to sell any puppies to the public at all, which I'm like, that's cool, but you're creating financial responsibility and fiscal responsibilities that I'm taking care of as a partner, and my dogs are not. My dogs are well taken care of, and your dogs are well taken care of, and you're reaping all the benefits. Salute Tony Young. Big salute to Tony Young. And so I that relationship had to be ended. That was a parasitic relationship, and you're gonna have, hey, what's up, Cannon? What's good, big dog? Miss Williams, what's good? I gotta get y'all's hardware. Y'all bear with me. I hold on, man. I figure out how to put this hardware stuff on y'all, man. But I gotta get all y'all hardware. But yeah, that was the premise of that. And Apache Kennels was not that. Apache Kennels has been legitimately one of the best symbiotic relationships that I've developed in this dog game, with the exception of my mentor who put me in the game initially, right? And so when I promote his puppies, this is probably the only kennel whose puppies I promote to the same standard or higher than mine, because his dogs made my dogs, right? And so his puppies are available for $2,000. And I told somebody this, and like I told you about it in Sunday's video, like how people felt about the prices. But you have to understand, Apache Kennels has produced King Saki. Saki has been everything that Apache Kennels said that his dog brought to that, everything that Knucklehead was supposed to bring to that breeding, he brought to that breeding to put with Bacardi. The work that you see in Saki comes from Knucklehead. The structure you see in Saki comes from Knucklehead. I would say the mouth is probably 50-50 between him and Bacardi, but the calmness and the laid-back mentality, that's Bacardi. Bacardi's a really laid-back dog. She can chill in the house. I think Knucklehead would destroy my living room if I brought him in the living room. But that's what it brought to it. And there's a pure Knucklehead breeding. Now, I want to explain to you the relevance behind this, and I want to talk about where I put in my comments that there's a deal I will make with you here. All right. When I do breed and let puppies go, I'm breeding with the intention of building people's programs under the Samurai Kennel umbrella. So the goal is to breed to, or sell dogs to, or gift dogs to, if I like you enough, you know what I'm saying, or if you're part of my program, to gift dogs to you, so that you're putting together breeding pairs that I myself would use. So instead of me having to keep 50 dogs on the yard, I go, hey, my friend has the same blood as me, but a different percentage over here. So I can bring that in without going out, and I can keep my stuff tight and build these old yellow dogs, right? That's the logic behind that. And Apache Kennels has allowed me to do that. Now I want to explain to y'all the relevance behind why I'm talking about Apache Kennel. Apache Kennel bred Knucklehead back to his mother, Blanca. I bred Saki back to his mother, Bacardi. And so the deal I'm willing to make with anybody in the chat or anybody in the dog community is, if you were to purchase one of the female puppies from Apache Kennel, I have a male puppy that has a slight fault, but it's what you call a congenital fault, not a hereditary or homogeneous fault, right? This means that the fault is isolated to this one puppy. It's not a fault that he's gonna like continue to pass on. He has weaker hocks, right? But I would gift that male to go with a female so that you would have a breeding pair to go together. So you would get the male from Samurai Kennel directly from my hand to yours, as well as your puppy from Apache Kennel, and you would have a breeding pair of dogs. Those dogs would have the same genetic makeup of the two dogs that I use. They're not the same exact bred the same way because they have obviously they're grandpuppies, right? But the same percentages of Bacardi and Knucklehead would be put together. So in theory, you would be taking a Bacardi dog and putting it on the top of a Knucklehead on the bottom, whereas Saki was made from a Knucklehead dog on top and Bacardi on the bottom, right? And so that would be a breeding pair you would get. So basically, instead you would be paying $2,000 for the Apache Kennel dog, but you would get the Samurai Kennel dog with it, as it would go as a pair. And that deal I would make with anybody, as long as I would be looking for a pup back deal once you bred it. because that's going to allow me to continue my breedings without getting my stuff too loose. And so I wanted to mention that on behalf of my friend Apache Kennel, and also I want to talk about the interview we're going to do. As y'all know, I work multiple jobs. It is. I appreciate that, Tony M. It's, and the thing is, I'm glad you said that, Tony M. I'm gonna deviate and go, and I'll come back to talking about the Apache Kennel interview. The reason why I think this is such a great deal is because anybody who would have that much of my blood, if you were interested in doing the training that I do, I would rather focus on talking to you, and I would do like free consultations and stuff because I really want you to be successful. Also, the things that we're doing for our blood, between my blood and Apache Kennels, is the keep that I use for Saki for that confirmation show I did. Apache Kennel got me in contact with the gentleman that bred Knucklehead and Knucklehead's mom, and they gave me that keep. It's a keep that's been used in the family of dogs that we breed for 4 or 5 generations, and it goes from back in the 70s with the Jeep Red Boy Rascal dogs and the Weird Jack stuff all the way up to now. So this is a family keep that you would be like, it's a keep that's been proven for not only confirmation but also like really in the box keep. Now, mind you, I don't support and condone anything illegal, and I don't perform any illegal dog activities. But the same keep that won in the box won in the show ring, and I do want to make that known that that's what we're doing. We're keeping it as close to the tradition as possible without crossing that line. All right. Now, as far as the interview with Apache Kennel, I really want to introduce you to my friend Apache Kennel because he's a very just a solid guy, man. Like a very solid gentleman. He's a lot older than I am, and I look to him for mentorship, but also like just genuine friendship. And this is I almost feel like the parasitic relationship in the relationship because I've never gone to visit his yard and not left with something, a dog or a harness or a new collar or a leash or a Pit Bull Gazette magazine of some kind. Like man, if I lost all my dogs right now, I truly believe my friend Apache Kennel would put me back in the right place with the dogs, man. And both of our lines are crossed, by the way. So like, we breed our Red Boy Jocko dogs together, and we cross our Chinaman Frisco Jeep Red Boy Rascal stuff to each other. Like if you got a dog from him, it's gonna breed facts. Big A, y'all gonna see Big A Impala because little does he know, but not only is he a samurai, but he's taking over the Samurai Kennels branch here in San Antonio when I move. So y'all shout out to Big A Impala. Big A is also the samurai that has the Saki clone female. So y'all be seeing her videos. He actually gave me some videos that I'll put out this Sunday so y'all can see her development. Big shouts out to my brother Melvin Harper. My brother Melvin started a channel. It's a M1 channel. It's a 17-minute video. Y'all go follow him. Y'all, this is my brother. Well, I'm going to talk about you, big dog. But Po Boy's in the building, y'all. And, like, I'm telling you right now, like, Po Boys, I literally was just telling a story about, like, how we got real tight or whatever to my brother Big A Impala. And so Big A, Po Boys is the one I was telling you about earlier. Like, when I was getting ready to join the military, that's who I moved in with. And man, it's crazy, man. Like I got so many stories to share with y'all because I want y'all to learn. Like Big A was telling me earlier that people see the hustle, but they don't see the struggle. And I want to share all of that with y'all. I want to share my hustle and my struggle with y'all because a lot of the videos I post, it's not really fair to show you a video of a finished product or a product that I'm happy with. Y'all need to see the failure. Like you need to see them days where I'm scratching my head, like man, like I don't know if I can do this. Y'all need to, I think y'all need to see that because I think there's some value added to seeing failure. That way you can really share the success with the person. You know what I'm saying? But it happens, man. It happens. Like I try to fail daily, but I look at failure differently. Failure is the first attempt in learning. Hey, salute Vinny. Salute. That's another one. Vinny, you're another one that needed your hardware, bro. Like Vinny be in all the chats, man. Vinny supports me consistently. So I'm gonna try to figure out my life, y'all, and get y'all set up. Also, quick question. I miss you too, bro. Hey, moderators, can any of my moderators are any of y'all able to give people are y'all able to give them their hardware? Ah, never mind. I figured it out, y'all. M1, I was just talking about you, big bro. Hey, salute to my brother M1. Y'all go follow his channel right now. If you following me and you ain't following M1, or you're following me and you ain't following Big A, or if you're following me and you ain't following anybody in the chat, if anybody in the chat got a channel and y'all not following them, then you're not a real Samurai supporter, because you know that I go to their channels and I comment on every single channel in the chat. And I typically respond to my comments very fast. All right? But yes, sir. So y'all notice that in the chat, man. Y'all go ahead and I'm going through here now and making different kinds of moderators. Now there's 2 levels of moderators. My samurais, they get the top tier moderation. My samurais get the top tier moderation. All right, and that's not to take away from anybody else. White Chocolate, salute. Big A, you already know, bro. Check yours. Send me a comment right now. Miss Williams, hey, just so y'all know, man, Miss Williams, that's the wifey, man. All right. And my wife goes in and watches my wife don't even like dogs like that, but she supports me like nobody's business. All right, like nobody's business. So yeah, man, like I'm rocking with y'all so heavy right now. I'm rocking with y'all in a major way. But yes, so let me get back to Apache Kennels, y'all. So Apache Kennel, right? As far as his interview, man, he's an older guy. And I've never really gone to his house. Bro, he blesses me every time I go up there, man. It's always enriching. It is always enriching. Oh, right. Awkward. So, y'all, so that Miss Williams, that's my sister. Sorry. Forgive me. Y'all, the pictures is little bubbles on my screen, to be fair. Jamila Williams is my wife, y'all. Jamila stands for beautiful, and baby, you are beautiful. So please forgive me for my mess up. I appreciate that. But yeah, so back to Apache. Apache got this litter of puppies. Yeah, that's embarrassing as hell, right? So yeah, man. And they fire, bro. They fire. So my brothers, like that are samurai, like y'all already know. Mike Dan, welcome to the building. That's it. Yeah, that's embarrassing, dog. But yeah, man, I feel blessed. Me and Apache so tight. Me and Apache so tight that the day after my son was born, and Samurai Kennel 601 the same way. The day after my son was born, there's a picture and a video of us going to link with 601, and Apache's holding my son in the picture. You know what I'm saying? Like that's family. And all my samurais and Apache warriors, man, that's family. Man, I got stories to share, and I'm gonna share them with y'all. If you can I get a thumbs up in the chat if I can share some of my life experiences with y'all before we go too far into it, before we get too deep off in this thing, because honestly, like y'all make it worth it. Y'all do make it worth it. So I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I do appreciate it. Hey, but my family's in the chat supporting me tonight, y'all, and this is huge to me. This is very huge to me. So Big A and I were talking. Hey, I appreciate y'all for the love. I really do. Big A and I were talking, and there's one of my samurai that's going through it right now. I'm not gonna say his name, but samurai. All my samurai warriors, when you're going through it, I swear to God, I pray for you. You know what I'm saying? I told y'all in Sunday's video, I'm a spiritual person. I consider myself a Rastafarian. But I'm not here to talk about religion. I'm here to talk about like how we connect as a team. All right. And so statute of limitations is up, and this could be fictional or could not be fictional for all those feds out there watching. But I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. All right. So back in 2019, your boy Dre was could or could not. Once I say this is fictional or it could be real, you'll never know because I never got caught. Right. But back in 2019, I had 2 Mims Red Boy Jocko dogs, and I was schooling them in salute my brother. Hey Mayhem, salute, bro. I got big respect for you, man. I really appreciate you standing up for the big bros in that chat. I was in that chat. I left that chat after that though because there was some nonsense going on in that chat on Facebook. But I really salute you, big bro. But in 2019, I was or could have been rolling some dogs in the backyard, and my mom didn't know it was us back there in the woods, and so she called the police on us, and the dog yard got raided, and so I was put on a bus with a bus ticket to go down to Louisiana with my sister who was in the chat tonight, and I share this story with y'all because like like you can't prove it. That's why I don't really talk about being in the game and being in the swamps, because there's no proof of this. You either believe it or you don't believe it. It's all fictional accounts because there's nothing to prove it, right? But I hope for those of y'all who rock with me, y'all can understand like these stories, whether they be fictional or entertaining or not, like they're for you. And so I moved to Louisiana, and I joined the Air Force, staying with my sister who's in the chat tonight. And I wanted to share this story because with my family in the chat, and the name of the episode is I Get By With a Little Help from My Friends. So I moved to Louisiana to Shreveport, and they call it Ratchet City. And I got down there, and the first thing I did was I went to this place called Monroe because they had dogs in Monroe. And I am a dog, like neo dog man, but I'm a dog man. I got to be around the dogs, man. And I got down there, I ain't had no job. So, of course, what I do, I link up with some dudes from Alexis Park on Lareco Street in Bossier City. If you're from Bossier City, Louisiana, I promise you, like, when I tell you Drake can't stay out the hood, like, I would be that dude. Man, it's crazy. I'm gonna hit y'all with all of it. Hey, I appreciate you, big dog. I swear I appreciate that. Any of y'all who want to share this live, go ahead and share that live. But so my sister can tell you, you know, say 9210 on Lareco Street. And so we stayed in Lareco Street, and there was a guy down the street. We gonna call him P. So whatever, because like anybody who's ever lived with family, like there's gonna be turmoil. And this is not to call my sister out, but like me and my sister, like we are both Aries. We butt heads. And so some nights, man, mind you, as a 19-year-old kid, man, all I know how to do is raise dogs and sell weed. So I would go stay with P sometimes, and it was great. It was great growing up because, like, man, like, I'm gonna keep it G with you. My mom made me get on this bus to go to Louisiana to keep me from getting locked up, and I cried from Fayetteville, North Carolina to Atlanta, Georgia. I put my hood over my head and cried. Mind you, I'm 19. I ain't never been away from home. I've never been further south than Myrtle Beach at this time, right? And so I get to Atlanta, and some real gangster-looking motherfuckers got on the bus with me, and I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I need to tighten up. So I wiped them tears. That's the last time I cried in my adult life, other than when my son was born or when my grandparents died. That's it. I promise you. And so in Louisiana, I was able to deal with some guys from Monroe and dogs, and they showed me some different things that I didn't learn in North Carolina. And so my sister got orders to go to Korea and go live in Korea, so I had to move back to North Carolina. And I'd already enlisted in the military at this time, and so like I don't know if a lot of y'all know this, but like a lot of it is a lot of the military is when it comes to court systems is go to war or go to jail. And so my brother Po Boys in the chat, he can attest to this. We are affiliated with a certain organization where at the time me and him wasn't even really that tight. He was one of the OGs that wouldn't even let me kind of join the set, you know what I'm saying? He was like, you kind of a square, you know what I'm saying? Like, you kind of a good dude. I mean, like, you hang out with hood dudes, you fight with the hood, but like that's not your path. We're not gonna really let you be down like that. So they call me what's called down by love or whatever. And so but because my partner and him was in the same set, he put me on. So when I came back to North Carolina, he let me move in with him. And I literally just told Big A this story, but it's crazy because the brother who did this for me is in the chat. And this is why I called entitled I Give Out with a Little Help from My Friends. And so he never gonna tell you this. He's never gonna tell you this, but I'm about to put him out there. I put him on dogs. Because when I came back, the first thing I did, I got $150 and went straight to my man who had these fire-ass dogs and put a bulldog in the backyard. There was a black pit named Bulldog. And but anyways, the story about him helping me was that when I came back, we wasn't really that tight. And so he what he did was he gave me a couch in his living room, right? Because at the time his brother was staying with him, you know what I'm saying? Solid dude, his family was in there. This is a dude who was putting on for the whole community, you know what I'm saying? And it was a hustle house, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people was in and out all the time. We partied all the time. Like, it was a lot of parties. And so I didn't have any money. So all I had to offer to make myself not a liability was the asset was this brother, he crazy. He used to keep swords on the wall in the house. And I slept by, Po Boys, if I'm lying, put it in the chat. He used to keep swords on the wall in his house. And I slept by the door with a sword across my chest or whatever in case anybody tried to rob him because we was hustling. You know what I'm saying? We was keeping the gangster. You know, we don't support or condone that, but that's how we were surviving at the time. That's all we knew. Like, you know better and you do better once you know better. But at this time, at 19, all I know is this the person taking care of me. So if somebody comes through that door, I'm killing them. Straight like that. If they got a gun, I got a sword, so the term samurai started a long time before I ever understood what a samurai was, because he had a katana, he had a scimitar, he had a sword with a dragon hilt on it or whatever. It was cool, but like my favorite was the katana. And I was like, man, like this is who put me on. So if the ops try to come through the door, like I'm coming in with a katana swinging. And so I'm pretty sure, like, I don't know exactly when he started realizing like the loyalty I had for him, but basically, like, after time, he started treating me better than some of the guys who, like, and family members who were staying there because I was just loyal, you know what I mean? And then I told a story about, like, humility and the struggle. Damon Williams, salute, bro. So he, once again, Big A, I told you the story. I can't make this shit up. Or maybe I could be fictional, but for the feds, you'll never know. So for the feds out there, you can't prove it. Never, there's no proof. In my hometown of Bladenboro, there's a fest called the Beast Fest. And rest in peace, Po' Boy's grandfather was a naval chef, and he cooked these two pans of chicken. SBC salute, fam. And it was fried chicken, right? So I'm sharing this struggle story with y'all. Let me put this into context for you. I'm sharing this struggle story with y'all not because I'm trying to tell y'all how bad off your brother was, but I'm trying to tell you what I came from, so I can tell y'all why I'm so humble and why I really appreciate y'all, and I can get on any level with you. So I couldn't cook at the time. I didn't learn how to cook until I tore my ACL. That's a whole nother story. But at the time I couldn't cook, so all I had to offer was I had a license, I had a little Toyota Corolla, that we had facts. I had a Toyota Corolla so Po' Boys taught me a lot of my hustle, y'all. And we had went through a water hole and I knocked the bumper off of it. So we took the shoelaces out of my shoes and tied the bumper on. This is a hood car. Like, this is hood stories. And so, like, when I would hit bumps riding in my car, yo, like, it would be sparks flying out the bottom of this car, the little gold Toyota Corolla. And then obviously the handles were missing from the inside, so you had to roll the window down to open up the door. Like, this is what your boy Dre went through. That's how we came up. And anyway, so I drove back with that chicken, and I put it in the fridge in the house. And since I couldn't cook and I didn't have no money, to me, this is free food. So I ate on that chicken for 2 weeks. It was points in time where the chicken had mold growing on it, where I would take a knife, cut the mold off, and put it in the oven. And bro, like, y'all can say what the fuck you want to say. I'm still alive, man. So I'm just telling you what your brother been through. Don't, man, like, judge me, say whatever you want to, but I want to share this with you because I want y'all to know. All right. And so I would cut the mold off. I look at Po' Boys and be like, bro, like, ain't nothing but some protein. Throw that shit on, throw that mold away and heat that chicken back up to 165 internal temperature and eat. Cause that's what I had. I would sneak back into my mom's house, go in her deep freezer, steal a pack of hot dogs and eat on them hot dogs, man. Like, that's what life was like at that time, right? So then some of the D-boys saw that hustle, and they also was like, man, this dude will not smoke weed no more. Cause I used to smoke hella weed. And so, like, they were like, this dude will not smoke weed no more. I used to run 3 miles back to my mom's street because my cousin had a weight set in the yard. I'm talking about in the cold. This is the winter months. And I used to run 3 miles so I could use the weight bench, work out, then run back out to, I appreciate that, Big A. I used to run back out to Po' Boy's house to run stuff, and he would throw parties, and we would like make like it was literally like Friday, like house party, you know what I'm saying? We had little the trees, you know what I'm saying? A lot of girls in and out of the house or whatever, but it was that life, you know what I mean? And Po' Boys will tell you this, like, I'm so glad he in the chat tonight. So they had a white boy from back home, and this is not to throw shots, but he was a white dude. He fought MMA, and I was so broke, and there was this, like, at the time, Kimbo Slice was real popular, and I was like, man, like, y'all should promote a fight between us. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to join the military. I'm in shape. He's in shape. Like, y'all should promote a fight. And the fight never came about, and I'll tell y'all why the fight never happened. But literally, this other dude had broke into his grandma's house, and we was gonna make a song about this, and this other dude had broke into the little MMA fighter's grandma's house, and it just so happened that at the house we were staying at, he caught him there. And we gonna just call the dude who stole from the MMA fighter, we would call him Nate, right? So Nate shows up, and the MMA fighter corners him in the living room of the house I'm living in. And I can't make this up. And the exact words from this conversation was, he was like, you stole my grandma's pearls. Where are the pearls at? And Nate responded with, I can get this shit. And the MMA fighter headbutted him in that living room. So this is what I heard. Where the pearls at? I can get the shit clap. And that clap was him headbutting him and breaking his nose. We was gonna make a whole song about this. And this is the kind of life we was living. Like, these fights broke out all the time. And I'm just a living security guard and learning all this street stuff or whatever. And that's why, like, I think sometimes, like, the brother who I'm gonna give a shout out to when I go back to actually my plan messaging, this is why I can relate to street dudes on such a high level, because even though I was never the front runner in the streets, I was exposed to it. And I'm thankful for the exposure I had. And I'm also thankful to God for the blessings to have been exposed and to not have a record, so that I can create an outlet for brothers who do and don't have records to converse and to build something positive. And that's the purpose of Samurai Kennels. And that's why I say I get by with a little help from my friends, because if it wasn't for people like Po' Boys giving me a chance when nobody else would give me a chance, I wouldn't even be in the military right now. Because I probably would have kept hitting licks and doing things like that. And I would have eventually gotten caught, because nobody's that good. And so I just want to say thank you to Po' Boys, and thank you to all of y'all in the chat who motivated me last week when I was kind of down and out and feeling kind of bogged down by the haters and trolls. I want to say thank you. Genuinely thank you. All right, so for the Apache Kennels interview, it's coming soon. We're gonna do a remote interview with Apache Kennels. I will let y'all. Hey, I appreciate it, SPC. I will let y'all know exactly when that's coming on. Y'all know I typically I do posts on my Facebook channel, as well as post within the YouTube community, to let y'all know when things like that happen, so y'all can stay abreast and see what's going on in the Samurai Kennels world. All right, now. What I also want y'all to realize is that the next thing I want to do is I want to give a shout out to the good brother at Pelican Bay. If y'all look at Pelican Bay's video from, I think, yesterday or 2 days ago, he actually gave me a big, like, he did me a big honor. He named the actual title of the video was Samurai Kennels is in the Seat. And I look up to Pelican Bay. For those of y'all who don't know or are not familiar with Pelican Bay's channel, he's a fellow dog man from the he's an old school dog man and a new school dog man, but I'm a neo dog man. But he's from South Carolina, so he really understands where I come from and kind of like the environment that I was brought up in. So I want to give a big shout out to Pelican Bay. He's actually live tonight, and when I end this live, I'll be joining his live. And for those of y'all who can, I would hope that you would go over there and support that brother's channel as well. He's got a good interview going on with Pro and the team over there. Yes, sir. And so, Soul Power, peace, brother. Hey, Soul is another one, man. Soul, I want to say thank you so much. For those of y'all who don't know, man, me and Soul is tight like this, and we go live together quite often. Also, the brother Rose Kennel, Behemoth Bloodline, since we paying homage to those who have showed love. Last April, a year and a month ago, Rose did an interview with me, and I had less than 400 subscribers. After that Rose interview, I was able to bubble up to over 1,000 subscribers. So if you haven't gotten scheduled for a Rose interview yet, you tripping. Because a lot of brothers like to hate on the young brother, but Rose has put on a lot of people, and I got nothing but mad love and respect for Rose Kennels Behemoth Bloodline. Asiatic Soldier in the chat, man, it's so much positivity in this chat right now, man. Like, man, the vibe y'all giving me, man, I'm just feeding off of it. But I wanted to give that shout out to Pelican Bay, and I wanted to share this information with y'all because there's some niches in the game that are untapped, and there's free money for y'all, man. It's free money. And just know that when I do have money, I appreciate you too, bro. I completely try to make sure that I give y'all these niches so y'all can get on the front end of it. All right, we're trying to be the Elon Musk of the dog game, right? Now, the next thing I wanted to talk about is jobs that we can create and cultivate. What the industry needs is more of these things with good work quality and ethics. The first and the most important is we need transporters. We need quality transporters that can be trusted, that have reference. We need them. Wow, y'all. Hey, can everybody? For those of y'all who are quick on the keyboard, please give my mom a shout out. This is my mom's first time being on one of the lives with us, y'all. But please give my mother a shout out if she's in the chat, man. I'm about to get emotional on y'all, man. Like the support I'm feeling tonight, man, it is amazing, man. This vibe is crazy. This vibe is crazy. I appreciate that, Mike. Dan, let me go ahead and get your moderator thing here. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, like the love to the family we building, man. Like I'm telling y'all, bro, when we go to Arizona, man, we doing these talk hunts, man. Y'all will meet all these people, like Po' Boys, my mom, my sister, like all of these, man, like y'all can literally meet these people. Like we are here to build a real community. And the cool thing about it is, man, everything we're talking about is on the up and up, so we can do it publicly. We can do it proud and bold. You know what I'm saying? And with our heads held high. Hey, Asiatic soldier. My brother, Po Boys, is also a truck. Hey, y'all need. Hey, this is what we're here for. Marquand, bro, you know you getting your hardware. Marquand, you've been here since day one. Marquand been here since I had 3 subscribers, and he was probably number 1. But yeah, man. So, man, it's a beautiful thing, man. Thank y'all so much for supporting my family, man. Like I really appreciate that. But nah, man, it's for the transporters, y'all already seen that. Asiatic Soldier say he down with the transport. White Chocolate, let me go ahead and get you that moderator gear right there too, man. You're actively in the chats. I appreciate that. And then y'all moderators, y'all already know when somebody new come in here, man, and they acting stupid, check them. All right, you don't just get that hardware just because you're here. You get that hardware to make sure that people meet our community guidelines, because it's our community. We built this for us. We the best people. And so those of y'all who are truck drivers, what I would like to see is for y'all for those of y'all who understand what dispatching is like, I would like to see freight done this way. Because when I retire, I'm gonna have my own transportation company as well. So if I have a pickup for a dog in North Carolina, right, I'm gonna try to broker a deal where I have a pickup in North Carolina with a drop off in Georgia, but a pickup in Georgia that drops off in Florida, right? And my business plan, Big A gonna kill me because he always say do the business first, but I'm gonna share it with you because I don't care if I'm the first one to do it. Like let's corner the market and make it real hard for these swindlers and these scammers to get business. What I want to do is when I retire in 6 years. I want to transport Monday through Thursday, and with the transport, the goal is to be home 3 days of the week to manage my kennel at home. My kids are being trained how to maintain my animals, and eventually what's gonna happen is I want to move into like the CEO tier where I don't even talk to the entry level people. My samurais and my kids will manage the entry level people because they've been through the tiers. They've cleaned up behind the dogs. They've gone me on the road to make the transports and drop offs, and they understand what brokering is. Because honestly, a lot of y'all I deal with understand what brokering a deal is for truck driving, and it works the same way for brokering deals for animal husbandry. Now, where the two are meshed together is understanding the quality of transport and delivery we must have as a community. This right here, if you have a business and you can establish this, you're going to make money because there's no transport I've ever used before. Every dog I've ever moved, I moved it myself because I just don't trust transporters. And that's a foul in the game. That's money because I told you, I want to be the Chick-fil-A of breeding dogs, but I need somebody to be the Chick-fil-A of transporting. Like, no matter who they transport for, there's a certain level of base criteria of transporting that you're going to get from them every time. If you can do that, I guarantee you can set whatever price you want to for transporting, and people will pay it. I promise you. It's not just about $10,000 dogs. It's about $10,000 worth of game. All right? The next thing I want to talk about, because this is something that a lot of us working men can't do, and I got a lot of homeboys that don't have jobs. This idea came to me this week. There's some kids in my neighborhood who want to do a dog walking service here. But I don't trust kids to walk my dogs with the kind of training they have. It's too aggressive. But what I would like to do is have a handler, or I would pay a handler to walk and handle my dogs to condition them for my shows and weight pulls. And I would say that for a conditioner or a handler, I wouldn't charge. It depends on what you do. I would charge in volume for a job like that. So I would take on 5 different clients. And if you have a car, I would just drive to their house and work their dogs for an hour or 2 hours a piece and work 8 hours a day like that. And I would charge $100 a week. So that would be, if you have 8 clients, that would be $800 a week. All right, over the course of 2 weeks, that's $1,600. Over the course of a month, that's $3,200. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. But yeah, so like as a conditioner or handler, if you don't have a job, man, like I'm telling you right now, I would pay $100 a week for somebody to take the bike out. And if you have your own equipment, you can charge more. But like if you had to use my equipment, like my slat mill, my carpet mill, I would pay. That's what I would be willing to pay, because like that's something I can DoorDash in 3 or 4 days of doing DoorDash. I can make that money and pay a handler for that. But also because like them 4 o'clock wake up in the morning when I got to go to work Saki, go to work, come home, clean up dog poop, feed the dogs, worm the puppies. Like that gets tiring. So I personally would pay nothing I'm going to tell you about right now it's something I wouldn't pay for myself to have it done with the peace of mind of knowing that the person is trustworthy. All right. Also, if you're going to get a business through one of these, get your LLC and get registered with the Better Business Bureau so you can get real feedback and also get your ratings up so that you can outclass the competition. The next one I want to talk about is dog travel agents. I appreciate that, Soul. Hey, y'all need to be on Soul page too, because Soul, hey, Soul, mad love and respect you, my brother, and thank you for talking me out the ledge the other day. I really appreciate you. The next one I want to talk about, y'all, is travel agents. If you can do nothing else, hey, say less, white chocolate. Hey, put your information out there in the chat, and also if y'all not following my Facebook page, y'all can go in there and make posts and stuff. Because every now and then when I'm bored, I'll go in there and I'll do a raffle or whatever for like $10 on Snapchat or not Snapchat on Cash App. You know what I'm saying? So like, if y'all not following the Facebook page, go on there because I've left a lot of the chats on Facebook. Because a lot of them chats be on some nonsense and some stuff I'm not into, and I don't respect it, so I'm not going to participate in it. The samurai community is the samurai community. It's a safe place for people to grow and learn about dog handling and dog care. All right, I'm not the best at it at all, but I deal with people who are the best at it because y'all are the best people. Shout out to the brother Track Life too. He's another one who I trust for animal husbandry. But for travel agents, if you have no job in the dog community at all, for me, I'll give you an example of why we need a travel agent. If I go to a dog show in Dewey, Oklahoma, I'm not from Dewey, Oklahoma. I'm busy conditioning my dog or paying somebody to condition my dog, so I'm working to make that happen. I don't know what motels in that area will take pit bulls. Just because a motel will let you have pets doesn't mean they will let you have pit bulls in that motel. Do you know I would pay $5 to a travel agent or $10 to a travel agent and say, hey, I'm going to the city. Can you give me a list of motels that are close to this arena that I'm going to be working at? So I don't have to do the legwork. I would pay somebody $10 for that. Or whatever price they set that's reasonable. Because I mean, like, it's something you can Google this stuff for yourself. That you're paying for the convenience with certain things, right? And that's something that if you create a registry for cities that the ADBA has shows in, you could corner the market. Because if I can go to your website and pay $5 to see your listing of motels that I know are going to take care of me, and the price rates, like if you keep the price rates like live. So like, you know, like sometimes if you have like an event going on in the city and the prices spike, if your website managed things like that, at least monthly, man, that would be an invaluable asset to people like me who want to travel and go to dog events in different states. Because when I went to Houston, the reason I didn't stay overnight was because I was too tired and just didn't feel like looking on Google to book. So I just drove up to Houston and drove back. Like I probably could have got more show points if I'd stayed for Sunday's show with Saki. All right. This next gig that you can do is if you own property or you don't even have to own a house, you just have to own property. And I would highly encourage you to have a water source for the property. Renters. People who rent specifically and exclusively to people who are typically with the banned breeds can make a lot of money. For those of y'all who follow my channel consistently, you know that there's a military couple who only rents to people who have banned breeds, but they charge an extra $500 a month. Now what they do is they take that extra $500 a month and apply it to the principal of the house. Then they refinance the house and continue to rent it out for the same price as they were doing before. So i.e. they buy a $200,000 house, all right? Over the course of a 1-year lease, $6,000 are going straight to the principal, not to the interest, because of the $500 extra they're paying a month. Yes, sir. Turn your dog to emotionally support animals. You can legally stay anywhere you want. Yeah, and see, you know what's crazy, White Chocolate? Like, as knowledgeable as I try to be about things like that, I'm so busy researching other things that I would love for somebody to walk me through the process in a YouTube video as opposed to having to read all the processes or go through, like, filter through all the BS websites that allow you to do that, right? Because, like, I'll give you an example. When I registered my dogs from BFKC to ADBA, I did a video on the process so other people wouldn't have to go through all the BS I did. They could just cut out the fat. So if you made a video for that, I guarantee you it would get views because that's something I've always been interested in, is getting an emotional support animal. So yeah, that's another avenue to create revenue. It's just selling your intellectual property. But yeah, man, as far as the renters go, a lot of brothers have dogs, and if they could find people in their area that had land with water and shelter, they could house the dogs out in the cut where they're not gonna make a lot of noise and disturb the neighbors. You got to be really careful with this though. And I would, if I was renting out land like that, I would require access to a trail cam to make sure no illegal activity is going on my property. No meth labs, nothing like that. Not saying y'all would do that, but anytime you're going to allow somebody to use your property and something that can be confiscated because they didn't take care of it or use it for legal and upstanding purposes, you got to have some kind of controls there, and it would need to be very, very contractually sound. Yes, the same concept. So that same concept, bro. It matters, bro. It matters. Also, going through the chitlin circuit, man. I always pay attention when I'm going through the chitlin circuit to this day. But yeah, yes, that's that. So I like how y'all giving me these examples because that shows what that shows me is y'all completely understand. Y'all completely understand and are analyzing and synthesizing information. So y'all getting this information, and I promise you, I might not change the world, but if I spark the mind of the person that changed the world, then I played my part. All right. The next one is just simply dog walkers, because just like I told y'all with those kids, I don't trust those kids. They're only like 12 years old. And if Saki bucks or breaks for another dog, I don't think they're prepared for what they would need to do to stop that. But if you, like, you would need credentials to be a real dog walker for like game dogs. Like, you need to know how to use a breaking stick. You need to know what to do if a stray dog approaches that dog and how that owner wants to handle it. You also need to know how to take care of yourself if the dog turns on you, because I'm not saying pit bulls are human aggressive at all, but like, you need to be able to handle yourself in any situation, because I seen a grown man die up in, I think it was New Jersey, a month ago. Pelican Bay put a video on, and it was a grown man that was killed by these mutts. They weren't American Pit Bull Terriers, but they were called pit bulls in the news. But I want to make sure that if I'm gonna pay somebody to walk my dog there, my dog is safe, they're safe, and my dog is getting adequate exercise. All right. And from the research I've done and what I consider adequate exercise for just walking, this is just leisurely walking, not training, is at least 30 minutes a day your dog needs to be exposed. I like to do 15 minutes before work and then at least 15 to 20 minutes at night to make sure they're emptied out, because my dogs sleep inside. All right. And then the last ones are trainers and groomers. All right. So what I'm trying to create is, in my samurai army, I want all my samurai trained to a certain extent for basic obedience and basic animal skills, because I want all samurai to feel confident to give out, or if I can't reach somebody with my consultations, I want to be able to direct them to one of my samurai for feedback and mentorship. And so I want all samurai to be trainers of some sort. You don't need any certification. It's just like, if you need help, I got you. All right, I got you. And then as far as groomers go, people think that because American Pit Bull Terriers are short-haired animals, they don't require grooming. But I've seen dogs whose nails are too long. And he like, I'll just use one of my homies didn't know about cleaning out for ear mites or whatever. Like, I keep this, it's not argan oil. What is it called? It's people put it in their ear. It's a green oil, tea tree oil. I use tea tree, it's a bottle of tea tree oil I put in the ear and rinse it out, and they'll shake it out. But it cleans out mites and keeps the ears from stinking and things like that. Checking their breath to make sure their breath don't stink. These are animal husbandry things that groomers can help you take care of. Brushing their teeth prior to a dog show. Some people have never brushed their dog's teeth before. I didn't start brushing my dog's teeth until I created Samurai Kennels. Like, I didn't think that was a thing. I was like, you give them the little milk bones or whatever and it cleans their mouth. But nah, they require, teeth cleaning. And sometimes if there's too much tartar, you can take them to the vet, which costs like a stack. It's like $1,000. Yeah, facts. Just don't go too deep, but absolutely SPC. But it costs like $1,000 to go to a vet and have your dog's teeth cleaned. It's much cheaper to do preventative maintenance daily on your dog's teeth than it is for them to get all covered in plaque and have to, like, take them to the vet to get it clean. All right? So that's, I just want to share that with you. All right? So in today's show, because I'm not wrapping up yet, I got 2 more subjects to cover. But in today's show, on our Wednesday night sip and chill, we covered Apache Kennels. I kind of went away and told y'all a story about me. Special thanks to PBK. We talked about jobs we can create. And the next topic I want to cover is training here and what we can do for you. All right. So what we have going on right now is each samurai does things they do differently. I got one samurai who does the hog hunting and stuff, and he specializes in that. That's how I go to for hog hunting knowledge. And if you want access to him, if he decides to share his information with you, that's on him. I got another samurai who's going to focus on specifically obedience, and he will do protection work as well. Oh yeah, big fact, soul power. Me personally, I focus and I specialize in protection training and protection work. Specifically, personal protection. My dogs are not attack dogs and they're not guard dogs. I'll cover that in Sunday's video or maybe next week's live, the difference between Crockett, what's good? Salute. So I'll cover the difference between an attack dog, a guard dog, and a personal protection dog. All of them have their places, but that's a whole different spiel, and I gotta go down that road on its own episode. And but what we can do here is I'm working on scent work next, because the things I really want to do with my dogs are scent work competitions, protection like bite work competitions, and just basic obedience. All right, basic well-behaved, well-mannered dogs. All right, that's what I want to focus on. But each one of my samurais does different things. And right now, if y'all are digital artists, I want different logos for every single samurai. So Samurai Kennels 601, Samurai Kennels 210. My brother at Scratch Masters, I want him to have his own logo. I also link with Samurai Kennels. I want my brother JT to have his own Samurai Kennels logo. But you know what I'm saying, all under the Samurai Kennels umbrella. But I want y'all to realize that each one of my samurai that work for the Shogun Army is their own person. These are my brothers. They stand beside me, not behind me. All right? And all of y'all, if you want to become a samurai, the first thing is you gotta watch all the Bushido Code videos and make sure that you have all those character qualities. Because just because I rock with you does not make you a samurai. You earn the title samurai. You know, all of y'all are soldiers in the samurai army just by supporting, but you must earn the title of samurai. The man must wield himself into the sword. All right? And then our last topic I want to talk about is we need the best customer service because we are the best people. This week's topic, M1, for facts. M1, you already know M1 is a beast. And I will be sharing his video on my channel, and I'll be sharing his video on my Facebook pages as well. So y'all need to make sure y'all go salute and follow my brother M1. If we not at 100 by the end of the week subscribers, we got a problem. Straight like that. But yeah, we need the best customer service, y'all, in general. And the only way we're gonna get it is if we create it. If we create it, that's the only way we gonna get it, y'all. Man, like y'all have made my night. If y'all can hear my voice is raspy because I just went back to work. Duclaw, facts. I just went back to work today after 3 months of being off. And at roll call this morning, we had to wake up the recruits for the first time. We got brand new recruits. Like, they came in last night, and it was their first wake up. And when I tell you I was in there getting in their ass, y'all, I was getting in their ass. I mean, you know, so the Air Force is one of the first branches to accept transgender. And I'm gonna tell y'all a joke. This is a joke. That if this is offensive, I apologize for the offense, but I'm so not sorry. So we have they allow transgender members to join the Air Force now, right? And so as to keep all of us safe from getting like freaking cancel culture done on us, we call them trainee, or we call them whatever their job is, right? And so one of them called me sir this morning. Now, mind you, the term for me is sergeant. I'm a sergeant. And so I snapped on this kid. I mean, like, this is like, they're in the defect, and he's down in the facility. He's holding his tray. I mean, this dude is shaking like a leaf in the wind. I said, what did you call me? You called me sir. I said, don't assume my gender. My pronoun is sergeant. You call me sergeant. And then dude, he's shaking with him like, but I am a sir. You know what I mean? I made sure that was clear, right? And so, like, to me, that was like, it was hilarious. But like, y'all want to create these nuances or whatever. So oh yeah, M1 from Dead Prayers for sure, man. Yeah. But yeah, I see all y'all in the comments, man. Y'all be going ham in them comments. Thank you so much. But yeah. So we gotta get better customer service, and part of that is checking people with honor, respect, and dignity. Cause we're all we got. And then my final topic for the night, because we're approaching the hour mark, and the kids got to go to bed. I'm talking loud. They upstairs being real quiet. I'm so thankful they being quiet right now. Is that the final topic I want to cover is our next breedings. So this is the truth, y'all. After this breeding, what I realized was that for my breeding, specifically for my yard, because a lot of people say that they would like to purchase a dog from me, I don't want to do public breedings personally anymore. So what will happen is y'all going to have to develop a network of people who are customer service essentials or productive business, especially, yes, sir, absolutely. If somebody wanted a dog from me, they need to go through one of my samurai, because it's not fair that all my samurai worked and earned their dogs. Like, they earned these swords. The swords were made for them, right? The dogs in the samurai kennel, like, everything has a not a hidden meaning, but an analogy meaning. And so when I give you a dog, the sword is made for the person, the dog is made for the man. And so it's not fair to my samurai for that. Also, I really don't like dealing like the customer service I was just talking to you about. I really don't like dealing with people no more. Like after this last breeding right here, I really don't want to deal with the people no more. So if I did let a dog go, I'm gonna set a price, and that's the price. If you're a samurai or a soldier, like how we do business is completely different than how I'm doing business with the chattel or the common folk. All right, and so I don't want to deal with it. If all my brothers who got puppies from me, I will breed to any of them. If they decide to let something go, we do live in some weird times. If my brothers decide to let a puppy go and they want me to advertise it on my channel, that's how my next breedings will go. I am gonna breed Saki to his daughter that I have one time, but almost every one of those puppies will be gifted to a family member based upon the personality of that family member and that dog. And when I say family, I'm not talking about blood family, because we know family is just blood. Or excuse me, relatives are just blood, but I'm talking about family, like people who share the same ideals and characteristics. Yep, that's a fact. So that's a fact. But as far as me breeding in the future, like my breedings will be planned at least a year out, and the prices will be set ahead of time. I won't even do the breeding other than for my personal stock if I don't have all my deposits in for at least 4 puppies, because I know my dogs typically throw five puppy litters, right? But nah, man, like the breeding thing ain't for me. Like the transporting thing is for me, and I'd rather specialize in puppies and studying out. If you want to get a breeder from me, you can buy a straw, or if your dog is Babesia and brucellosis tested, you can get a 50-50 cross. But nah, man, the breeding thing, man, like that ain't it. Not for me. That ain't it. What I will do is if a kennel gives me a puppy, I'll train that puppy, and I will relinquish that puppy trained by me. But nah, man, like, cause I get gifted puppies all the time, man. Like it's a thing. Like people want to see their dogs just trained a certain way, and like they trust me. They trust me with their dogs. But I would ask that if a kennel does that, set a price that you want for that puppy once it's trained, and we can talk. We can negotiate. I'm not gonna tell you how much I would give you on that percentage. It depends on how much work I put into that puppy. But I would rather help other kennels get their product out there than to deal with the headache of selling puppies. Yes, it is. That's exactly what I'm getting at. So like these dogs are. At first, I thought I wanted to create and make it for everybody, but that's not. It's not a utility dog for everybody. It's a utility dog for me, and that's the mistake I made. I want to thank all my samurai. Like so, I don't know if y'all know this, but I'm gonna tell y'all. I'm gonna keep it G with you. JTR Samurai, Melvin Harper Samurai, Soul Samurai, Big A Impala Samurai, Samurai 601 Samurai, and Apache Kennels. That's the That Apache Kennels has its own thing, right? So those 5 are like samurai. When come on M1, you already know, bro. It's different, bro. Like the samurai and the Shogun Army is different. Hey, I appreciate that cry. Hey, but them brothers do protection work too. They do it with Malinois. For the rest of y'all, man, like I will tell y'all this. My goal is to have 7 samurai, and I be the 8th, right? It's based upon Lord Oda Nobunaga's setup. He had a council of 7 samurai, and each samurai represents a different characteristic of the Bushido code. That's why I told you, if you want to become a samurai, you have to understand the Bushido code, and I even give my samurai their samurai names based upon their personalities. Each samurai represents a real samurai that actually existed, and I educate my brothers on the samurai who I believe that they represent best, because I chose them not just for their dedication, but for what they added. Because Lord Oda Nobunaga had Yasuke, he had Miyamoto Masashi, he had Masanawi Honda. You know what I'm saying? These are different samurai who worked with him, and he trusted their counsel for different things. And so I trust the counsel of my samurai for different things. So what I'm looking for samurai who have the same thing. The same characteristics as those samurai, because it worked for Lord Oda Nobunaga, and he was the first shogun to unify all of Japan. All right, he was also known as one of the most prosperous shoguns because he was so generous and so idea seeking. So that's what I wanted to impart upon y'all. But for those of y'all who want to join the samurai army, yeah, facts. For those of y'all who want to join the samurai army, man, like at this point, you're gonna have to be vetted by the council. So like that doesn't mean I don't need brown noses. Like not one samurai on my panel has gone without checking me. They check me constantly. They keep my ego in check. They tell me when I'm bitching up. They tell me when I need to man up. They tell me when I've manned up. They tell me when I've done great things. They tell me when I've done horrible things. And they keep me sane. That's what my samurai are there for. And I name them, and they are my bannermen, and they carry my banner, and they when they speak, I back it. If I don't back it, I will never disagree with my samurai in public. Facts. And M1, your puppy is crazy. I want to let you know right now, all three of them red-nosed puppies is crazy. Salute Dickie. Hey y'all, hey man, Dickie's solid, man. Dickie is a solid individual. Dickie, go ahead and drop another comment real quick. Let me know, Dickie, let me know the difference between your last comment and this comment. Facts, man. Facts, bro. That's big facts. Yeah, but that barb diet, man, that's working. But yo, that puppy, the M1 guy, y'all, that red nose runt, I'm telling you, yo, like she is crazy. Like he showed me, man, I gotta show your business just a little bit, M1, not everything, but man, he showed me that puppy be attacking everything. That puppy be hitting everything he put it in front of, man. Like, yeah, like she crazy. I'm glad she went to the right one because she needed somebody like him to manage her. So that's what I'm talking about. But yeah, man. Y'all, we chopping up, man. We passed the hour mark. Y'all know Samurai try to keep it real short with y'all. But this is what I'm gonna do for y'all. Sunday, I'm gonna release the video on Sunday, but I work Sunday. So it's gonna be I'm actually gonna probably have it cut and edited on Friday night, and then it'll be set to release on Sunday. I want the good brother Soul, get with me when you fill up to it, get with me, and we're gonna get together because I want to start having a day where we go live late night. I want to start doing it on maybe Friday or Saturday nights. Like me and Soul talked about it, but a late night show where we share the link and you can come on there and do a segment with us. Like share your knowledge, man. Like I don't always want to be in front of the camera, I promise you. And get on there and like let people know about what you're doing. And for some of y'all that are camera shy, this is a great opportunity to get on there and to kind of have that brotherly love, because I'm telling you, under the samurai umbrella, under Oda Nobunaga, we will execute anybody in our chats. And I don't mean like kill them. I mean, we will execute them from the chat. But all of y'all in the chat with this hardware, y'all have that hardware because I've seen you in the chats and you showed your support in some way other than just going there and hitting the like button. You've gone above and beyond. Yeah, Friday nights will be great. Friday nights will be great to get on there on that late night because this Friday is Cinco de Mayo. Also, that's my outlet for me to cut loose with y'all and kind of get ratchet with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll probably be pulled up on the nights a little bit more. Like right now I'm sober because I'm about to go to the gym when I get out the video with y'all. But these are the things I'm telling you about, man. Like, if we're going to have this community, when we start having our community barbecues and stuff, I need to make sure we can handle ourselves, man. Because, like, I get drunk, but you will never know I'm drunk. I ain't the same way drunk as I do sober. I'm just louder and laugh more. You know what I mean? But if you're a drunk person like to fight, man, we need to address that before we meet in person, so we can have a mutually beneficial, symbiotic, asset-based conversation. I want peace, love, and blessings. And if you're not part of the team, if you're not a soldier, if you're not a samurai, if you're not a shogun in the shogun's army, then you're not for us, and everybody not gonna be for us. We are the best people for a reason. Hey y'all, peace and blessings to y'all, family. Thank y'all so much for blessing me with y'all presence and allowing me to pontificate and share ideas and trade ideas with y'all. Pretty much everybody in this chat either has me on social media or some form where they can reach me individually. Almost every one of y'all I've talked to in either a chat or y'all can call me directly. But each one reach one. So what I ask is for next week's live, find somebody who hasn't been to the live with y'all and invite them to the live. All right. Have a blessed night, y'all. Stay safe. Work out and go as hard as your dogs. Scratch every time, brothers. Salute. And